And welcome back to Woke or Stoked episode 8. Episode 8, we're still chugging along there, twin. How you feeling?
I can't believe it. I didn't think we'd make it this far, but yeah. Welcome to episode 8, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. So, as per last episode, we're also going to have just a quick news story, something that popped across the desk, and we wanted to talk about because it involves the future of Marvel. Everybody loves Marvel. We love Marvel as well. Maybe not so much right now, but that's what we're going to talk about today. Maybe a little trivia and a great question that we were debating, and we're going to include you guys on the debate of the greatest cast of all time. So stay tuned for that one. As always, if you guys have any comments or questions, there's a link in the description below that you can email us or send us any messages that you guys want. And today I think we have one question to get to. So, Twin, why don't we just jump right in? How you feel?
I feel pretty good. I'm well fed. I'm in a good mood. We were just playing some Smash and did pretty good. I debuted Makazuya, so obviously that's not a topic for this show, but we'll see what happens there.
We'll ask about it more, and we'll let you guys know. All right. So the news story that we're going to get to involves Kumail Nanjiani. Maybe you guys don't know who that is, so there's a picture on the screen. But Kumail Nanjiani. Twin, you know Kumail Nanjiani?
He was in a movie with Ray Romano.
Yeah, The Big Sick.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, there you go.
Saw that on a plane.
So this is what we're going to talk about. It's a bit of a sad story when you think about it, Twin. But the headline from Deadline says this. Kumail Nanjiani thought Eternal's role would lead to MCU work for the next 10 years. So we're going to talk about the future of the MCU, but specifically through the lens of the Eternals. If you guys have seen the Eternals, it's a movie, big cast. We'll put the poster up on there.
I heard that story, actually.
Yeah, we have to talk about it because it involves Marvel as well. But so basically, this is what on the Working It Out podcast, this is what he said, Kumail Nanjiani. It came out, it got really bad reviews, and it didn't do that well. It shattered me too much. That's when I was like, oh, I need to go to therapy to figure this out. And he continues. I was like, this is going to be my job for the next 10 years. I signed on for 6 movies.
Wow.
I signed on for a video game. I signed on for a theme park ride.
What does that even mean?
They make you sign on for all of this stuff. You're like, this is the next 10 years of my life. Okay, so I'll be doing Marvel movies every year, and in between, I'll do my own little things, whatever I want to do. Wow. So, Twin, you're a bit of an actor. You've dabbled in the thematic arts. What do you think about this, where Marvel comes to you and they say, we have this amazing project, this amazing new idea. It's this great team. We're going to have a theme park ride, sequels, 10 movies. You're going to be part of the Avengers, a theme park, everything, a cologne maybe with your name on it. And what happens when the movie comes out? What do you think about poor Kumail having to go to therapy to figure this stuff out?
Yeah, I can kind of understand this from both perspectives a little bit. The therapy side and the actor side. More so therapy lately.
There you go.
Because that's my day job. Yeah, I would imagine, I mean, when you're an actor and that's your job, you're kind of defined by what you get picked for. It's natural to feel like you have like this external focus point of identity. You kind of are your characters in a lot of ways. That's how people see you. That's how you're going to be like affected, when you go out in public. That's how your family might look at you sometimes. A huge amount of your global identity is going to be that. And I would imagine that comes with a certain amount of attachment. And I guess being in Marvel, being a pivotal character in that, signing on for 10 years, pretty big deal, right?
6 movies.
It's easy to write this off a little bit as kind of like a first world problem, rich famous guy, is going to be slightly less famous and slightly less rich. Big friggin' deal. But I would imagine like when you're planning out your future, when you're figuring this out, when you're like trying to coordinate with your family, when you're like making these plans, you're trying to figure out who you are and who you want to be. On some level, on the individual level, I would imagine it's pretty impactful.
Yeah. And this is a good point because weren't we just talking about our Richard Madden, who's the lead, you could argue the lead of Eternals, picture on the screen, but we were talking about his roles recently and none of us remembered he was in Eternals. And I think that's exactly the problem, is that this movie, and keep in mind, I love Eternals. It's in my top 10 MCU films, and even I forgot about its existence for a hot minute. So I definitely understand. And here's another thing, Tim, that we were talking about recently about when you're making a movie, you don't know if it's going to be good or bad. You hope it's going to be good, right?
Correct.
Well, I got to tell you, put these ingredients together. Chloe Zhao who's the director of Eternals, had just won multiple Oscars for Nomadland, including Best Picture, right?
Right, she was involved in
So
that.
you have the best, arguably the best director in the world because she just won, directing your film. People filming it, and this I understand because I love the movie. People filming it, everybody thought this was going to be their next masterpiece. Kevin Feige loved it. He had plans clearly for years for this movie. Everybody behind the scenes, I've heard people on the inside say, this was going to be our masterpiece, this is our magnum opus, this is going to be the thing that defines Marvel. We have Chloe Zhao, we have this amazing cast. This will be the new Avengers. And as we know, when it came out, it was probably up until that point the worst reviewed Marvel, exactly, the worst reviewed Marvel film of all time until like the
That's
Marvels.
crazy, dude.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I totally understand because you could sometimes with these movies you're like nobody thought that was going to be good. With this one, I definitely understand because I loved it when I saw it with my friends. We all loved it. And we're in the vast minority, let me tell you, because people do not like this movie.
Can you remind me, like, just really quick, what specifically people detested about the movie?
It's difficult for me to say because I loved it so much, but I think the main thought was that it was too detached from the MCU, which I definitely understand because it's kind of like this new world. Where have they been? Why haven't they been helping?
Critics panned it for that.
Oh yeah, and I think critics just thought it maybe a little too boring, a little too out of place. But yeah, it's one of those things that to this day I can't understand because once again, I'm a big fan. On paper, you'd think, oh, I wouldn't be a big fan because it's like this new story and all these intersecting stories. But anyway, so obviously tell us what you guys think. But this leads into the future of Marvel, which we've discussed. And this pertains to our larger topic of how is Marvel going to get out of this, Twin? Because quickly, failure, the Marvel's a humongous failure, right?
Yeah, it was real bad.
Yeah, Shang-Chi, I'm pretty sure, lost money. Fantastic Four, lost money. Thunderbolts, lost money. Captain America, Brave New World, lost money. And they're going into Avengers Doomsday. Now, obviously, that's going to make $1 billion, but what kind of future do we have when Eternals also lost money? And Eternals was going to set them up for the next, 6 movies. And that got wiped away like Thanos' snap. Am I right, Twin? So, yeah, I just feel bad for Kumail. I feel bad for the Eternals. I don't know if we're ever going to see any of them again. I got to be honest with you.
Really?
Maybe in Doomsday, but when a movie is received so badly, you kind of want to put that out of existence. Literally, like the snap.
What about the women from the Marvels? Are they slated to be in
The
Doomsday?
difference there is that unfortunately they had already set her up with Power Bolt or whatever her name was. She was meeting the X-Men. Remember at the end of that movie she met Beast?
Vaguely.
So you have to include her because she's meeting the X-Men. She's going to lead into how they come into the Doomsday.
Yikes.
Let me put it this way. I would be very surprised if in Doomsday we see any Eternals. I want them to because I like them a lot.
Right.
But Barry Keoghan, Richard Madden, I think they're on to bigger and better things. Barry Keoghan's the freaking Beatles now. Anyway, so tell us what you guys think of Marvel's future, Kumail Nanjiani's comments, what we think about how is it going? Is it positive? Is it negative? A couple good movies, but not the same box office. A long ways away from each Marvel movie making $1 billion, Twin. I'll tell you that right now. So anyway, let's move on. Before a little trivia the Twin has for me, we're going to try to make it a little fun. We have a question for you guys based on the Eternals, which if you have we have the poster on screen. A really good cast. Angelina Jolie, right? Big names, right? So I told Twin, how about we have a little lively, quick debate about the best cast of all time? And I think I have a very strong contender. But Twin...
Imagine we picked the same movie.
I hope we didn't. But I have a very strong contender. And Twin has his own contender. And let's find out if we have agreed that I think my movie is the best cast of all time. Now, quick intro. This doesn't mean that the movie is good. It could be the worst movie or the best movie of all time. That has no bearing. We are talking about specifically the cast members. So, Twin, do you want to go first? Lay it on us on who is the best cast of all time. Here we go.
Okay, so my apologies if this is considered like a bit of a cop-out answer.
Lay it on us.
But when you consider just like the kinds of movies that make money nowadays, what people typically line up to see, and this kind of goes into literally what we were just talking about.
Here we go.
But the answer that I picked, because I haven't seen as many movies as Jose has. So
I'm dead.
I had to pick something that I've actually seen.
Here we go.
So my answer is actually Avengers Infinity War.
That's a good way to
Best cast
start.
of all time. Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin, Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Scarlett Johansson, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Holland, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Benedict Cumberbatch, Anthony Mackie, Tom Hiddleston. This is too many people to just throw on the
We'll
screen
just
at the
put the
moment.
poster so you guys
Don
remember.
Cheadle, Chris Pratt, Sebastian Stan, Zoe Saldana, obviously. I mean, you can say that this is a racism and patriarchal, but she's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's one of like her money's make an insane amount of her movies. Her money's make an insane amount of movies, and she's like the 12th listed actor on Google. And then of course Chadwick Boseman, there's all that.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel, forgot all these people. It's the kind of thing where like you don't even remember all like
Bradley
the crazy
Cooper,
stars.
yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget, like, even Carrie Coon, not very well known, but she's the voice of Proxima Midnight.
Yeah, I mean Peter Dinklage, Idris Elba, William Hurt, Gwyneth Paltrow, Samuel L. Jackson. I mean Paul Rudd. I mean, who was Kenneth Branagh?
Kenneth Branagh? Oh, he's the voice in the beginning of Infinity War. That's like, we need help. We've just been attacked.
I love him.
They brought him back for that.
So obviously, Marvel leading up to this was pretty beloved universally. The hype for this movie was, and I'm not even like a diehard Marvel guy. I'm like a very casual one. I couldn't believe it, dude.
Yeah.
Like getting to experience just this and then Endgame afterwards was honestly pretty crazy. So like, I don't know. You have all those characters, you have all those storylines, you have everything intersecting. You get people who are like so excited. You get these calibers of actors in the movie. I don't know. It's just it's kind of like what I had to pick.
Okay. I mean, that's a good one. You're missing a couple in the realm of Oscars. There's not too many Oscars in Infinity War. Zoe Saldana has one now, but off the top of my head, I can't think of another Oscar. Well, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has one now. Mark Ruffalo's been nominated a couple times, so definitely a good cast.
Cumberbatch hasn't won, right?
No, he hasn't won. He's been nominated, I think, once or twice. But
Was that Imitation Game?
Imitation Game, yeah. Maybe another one in there. So not a bad guess, Twin. Not a bad guess. I definitely think it's stacked. So I appreciate the the attempt.
Oh.
But unfortunately, Twin, I gotta rebut you and give you the actual best cast of all time.
What is it? Ocean's 11?
No. So I'm gonna be listing off a couple names for this cast. Now, I am not telling you that the movie is better than Infinity War. It is not. But let me give you a couple names here, Twin, okay?
Bring it.
Let's start with small names. Okay? First name I'm going to give you, Bill Pullman. Pretty good actor, President of Independence Day. Liev Schreiber, we just saw him in Caught Stealing. That's pretty good, not bad. Sarah Silverman, famous comedian.
What movie is this?
Oh, we're going to get to it, Twin. We're going to get to it. Now let's start having hitters. Gerard Butler. Oh, I'm a big fan of Gerard Butler. Hamish Patel from Yesterday. Okay. Ron Perlman. Okay. Bigger names. Tyler Perry. All right. We have our first billionaire in the thing. Now come what's going to destroy you, Twin. Unfortunately. I'm sorry to do this. Chris Evans. Mark Rylance, Academy Award winner. Jonah Hill, Academy Award nominee. Ariana Grande. Two-time Oscar winner Kate Blanchett. Oh, did I already say Ariana Grande? The next Daniel Day-Lewis, Timothy Chalamet. Uh-oh. The greatest actress of all time, Meryl Streep. Did I say Chris Evans?
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lawrence, Academy Award winner. And as if I needed more to destroy Twin, with all the Oscars that are on top of me right now, I can't even think. Let's throw in Leo DiCaprio. I am, of course, talking about Don't Look Up, Best Picture nominee, directed by Adam McKay. I don't think it's...
What a cast.
I don't think it's too much of a debate. I mean, whether you're talking about famous people now, Ariana Grande, Timothy Chalamet, famous people before, even in smaller roles. But just alone, I hear you with all of the Avengers. That's a big name. Jeremy Renner, a lot of people. Well, Jeremy Renner's not Infinity War, but you know what I'm saying. But
It says he was.
But is Jeremy Renner in Infinity War?
He was. Was he?
I don't think he was.
Are you saying Google is incorrect?
Check us in the comments. I don't think Jeremy Renner was in Infinity War.
Wait. I can do like a live little check. Is Jeremy...
While he's doing that, just the Oscars that I'm seeing right now, Jennifer Lawrence has one, DiCaprio has one, Meryl Streep has 3, Kate Blanchett has 2, Mark Rylance has 1. That's 8 Oscars.
He
Just
wasn't. You were right.
yeah, thank you. And Jeff Goldblum. I forgot. Jeff Goldblum is in Don't Look Up.
I forgot about that movie,
So that
dude.
just in a quick search, that's 8 Oscars, guys. So yeah, does Oscars mean everything? No. But I mean, talk about name recognition. I was just thinking about this. So let us know in the comment section down below who got the right one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys think that Infinity War is the best cast. But for my
I'm
money,
looking at Don't Look Up, and that's crazy
yeah,
stacked. You
yeah,
also got Kid Cudi in there. What the hell?
yeah. So I think that once again, not the quality.
You got Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob
Ewan
Thornton.
McGregor is in Don't Look Up. I can't argue with that.
Academy
I was
Award winner?
skeptical until Ewan McGregor.
Call back to our last episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, put a question in the comments below. What's your favorite cast of all time? There's a lot of contenders. It's not just these ones, but I think this is the strongest lock. But maybe you guys want to do something old like the Old West or something like that. Put it in the comment section below. And that almost wraps up our episode. But before that, we have one question from one of our beloved viewers, Twin. And we have a question coming in from Alaskan Inkling, Twin.
Yeah.
Alaskan Inkling. So the
Hi,
question.
Alaskan Inkling.
Anyway, the question. If you were to reboot an old classic or modern classic movie, anything pre-1990, okay, nice caveat, that most people consider untouchable because they're already viewed as being perfect, what would you choose? Okay, really good question. So basically, Twin, anything pre-1990 that is considered perfect, that is considered amazing, right? How would you reboot it? You gotta give me a reboot. If you're still thinking, I have a couple that I could think of.
Nothing's immediately coming to mind, dude. What's your answer?
I gotta be honest and say something along the lines of I'm not as big of a fan of like these perfect films as other people are. I think, for example, something like Casablanca. I think you could bring that into a little bit more modern day and reboot that. I just think many people haven't seen it. I don't think it's that good, honestly. It's considered like the great ones. But there's long lost films from like the 40s and 50s that are considered very good that maybe even won Oscars that many people haven't seen. Maybe The Grapes of Wrath. You could try bringing that back.
I have an answer, actually.
Mrs. Miniver won Best Picture in 1942. Maybe Going My Way, 1944. The Lost Weekend. So there's a couple that I think, especially the Best Picture winners of like the 40s and 50s, that maybe a lot of people today haven't seen, but they're considered good for their time. Honestly, my answer might be The Lost Weekend. 1945, Best Picture winner Ray Milland. It's about alcoholism, kind of like a Leaving Las Vegas, but maybe do it more modern, maybe with a different kind of addiction. But yeah, great question. Honestly, I could see anything being rebooted. I'm not one of these purists that says don't ever touch it, even something that's beloved. But Twin, what do you got for a classic film or a modern classic that you would want to reboot?
So I got two options. The first one, I feel particularly passionate about, actually.
Okay.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh wow.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, have you seen that?
I have not seen that. But my actual answer, which, when did it come out? Wait. That came out 2 years earlier. I love this movie, actually.
Okay.
I watched this because of my brother, aka Alaskan Inkling. Kubrick's Paths of Glory.
Ooh.
I would love to see a more contemporary version of that. I thought that movie was like so fucking cool. World War One is already like a super interesting kind of like topic to me. You get some politics of war, you get some heartbreak, you get like just a lot of like real. I'm not gonna say like everything that happens, but like it's a bit of a bummer. And then how like it culminates at the end. I mean, I thought it was really cool. I think it would look really weird through like how movies are kind of made nowadays. But I would probably pick that one.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I mean, Kubrick. I mean, if we want to stick with Kubrick, I mean, there's a couple that you could remake and kind of bring in more, out of it. Maybe The Killing, that could be another one that I would recommend. But yeah, actually, we could stick with Kubrick. But I like his answer better. Paths of Glory, maybe The Killing. But I think Kubrick was much of his time, and we could do that, bring that back to the great. But great question. And yeah, and that'll wrap up our episode. A bit of a shorter episode today. But obviously, feel free to send any comments or questions our way in the description below. That's where you can click the link. And yeah, we will be back soon for another episode. Twin, anything to say to our lovely fans before we head out?
No, thank you guys. Thank you for being patient with the shorter episodes. This is not the permanent format. I don't know.
Maybe it is. If you guys like it, let us know down in below. If you guys like maybe like one or two news stories and maybe more fun trivia games, which we will get to trivia in the next episode, maybe let us know and we'll decide from there. But until then,
Cool.
see you guys. That'll wrap up episode 8 of Woke or Stoked. See you guys later.
Peace.